want nails that look like this by the time you get done with them? Well, you came to the right place. Welcome to Baddie's Guide. Hey Baddie babies, and welcome back to Baddie's Guide. My name is Ayana, and I'm here to show you how to do my Dragon Nail Set. Okay, first we're gonna start off with this Young Nails Core White acrylic powder. This is the main acrylic that I am using at the moment. I'm starting to notice that this acrylic might be a little bit harder to work with the more you are a beginner, but honestly you could work with anything long as you work with it enough. I've recently been trying to learn the 3-bead method with applying my acrylic. I'm just trying to look for ways that'll make everything a little bit more easier, and practically just working on my ratio with acrylic powder to monomer. Make sure when you're getting monomer, you're getting EMA, not MMA. That is a commonly known mistake that people have made, especially if you're not licensed and you're just learning to learn. Also, if you're not licensed and you're just learning to learn, I would highly suggest just practicing on yourself or doing acrylic press-ons like this. But practically, we're just gonna get this white over every single press-on nail. We're gonna try to get it as evenly and as smoothly as possible, especially my girls without a actual automatic hand drill. I would highly suggest trying to get your acrylic application as crispy as possible before you have to even go in and shape it. So try to lay it as good as you can, and try not to waste a bunch of acrylic like me. I find myself when I'm picking up a acrylic bead using too much monomer, so that's something I'm definitely working at the moment. Make sure that you're pressing very gently when you are forming your acrylic, otherwise you'll just be wasting your acrylic and swiping it most of it away. That's definitely something we don't want, especially because acrylic products are not cheap. So just make sure that you're being mindful. If you got it like that, then you got it like that. You go, girl. You do you. But I do try to be as mindful as possible. Even in the start, when you are a beginner, yes, you are gonna waste acrylic. That just is what it is, especially when you're figuring out your perfect proportions and what works best for you. Like I said, I am working on my monomer to acrylic powder ratio right now. But just try to make sure that you're getting everything as evenly as possible. The reason why you would want to work on that ratio is just simply because of how liquidy it is when you put it onto the nail. If you have a little bit more of a dry bead and a more liquid bead, it's a little bit more easier to form, just because you're not swiping it all off in one go. You're able to get it on there, and everything seems a little bit more format while you're doing it. To lay this acrylic powder, I am currently using a Saviland brush. With these brushes, I highly do not recommend for long-term use. I can tell you that now. That's literally what I'm doing right now, is cleaning out my brush from the acrylic that is currently stuck in it. So I would just keep that in mind when you are buying it. It does come in like a set of 3. I think it's like size 8, size 10, and size 14. And this specific brush set that I got, it came with a brush cleaner, like a tool to clean out the acrylic out your brush, which is nice. But they obviously must have got enough reviews saying, hey, there's no way that this brush is 100% Kolinsky. Like, it's literally just no way it's 100% Kolinsky. If this is 100% Kolinsky, then my name must be Chad, because girl, it's not doing what it's supposed to do, okay? I can honestly say that that little brush cleaner has made these brushes last a little bit longer than I expected, honestly. Because usually, like, after about 3 sets, these brushes are gone. Like, gone, destroyed. I guess if you have like a really good cleaning solution, then you might be okay. But yeah, for me, I mean, it's just $8, which isn't bad, because I've seen, like, when you buy really good brushes, like, well, the one that I've seen that I want, it's like $60, but that's definitely something I'm not gonna invest in at the moment, just because if my acrylic application isn't even where I want it to be all the way yet, I'm not gonna mess up an expensive brush. So I'd rather just start off with these little $8-9 brushes, where I could be like, okay, I could get another one real quick if I want to. Like, what more is it than a Starbucks coffee drink and I don't know, a chocolate croissant, something, you know what I mean? Like, that's something you would get on a day-to-day basis, or whatever you get on a day-to-day basis. Personally, that's literally what you not getting it for a day and getting you a new brush set instead. So yeah, I wouldn't say that these brushes are the hugest investment. They're definitely not, but it's definitely something you could start off with, that you're not throwing away a whole bunch of money at one time just because they're so cheap. And if you needed to, you could get a new one. If you're really good with the acrylic, then you're probably not wasting your money that much, and you could probably make the longevity of this brush last longer. But for me personally, I honestly, I don't really like working with these brushes too much, and I've tried different ones from their brand, yeah, but they all get the same results. So if you do get the Savvyland brand, I would suggest just getting the nail brush that comes with the thing that picks the acrylic out, just so you can make it last a little longer, because like I said, this really doesn't last for anything, okay? And then I was also looking into this monomer from Marcard. I didn't even know they made monomer, man. I'm so serious. Why they got strawberry monomer, grape monomer, and banana monomer? I'm about to have to get my hands on that. Cause what do you mean you have scented monomers? I can only imagine how that smells, because regular monomer does not smell that good. Especially, I use Kiara Sky, and don't get me wrong, I love her monomer, but it stinks. Like, I literally even add an additive to it to make it not smell bad, and it still stinks. Yeah. I have like a little strawberry, no, it's a cherry additive. And you smell cherry for a few seconds, and then it goes right back to smelling like monomer. So yeah, definitely not my favorite. Now we are going in with the base coat. Base coat, base coat, base coat, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching. But yes, please make sure you are using that base coat. Like, I cannot stress it enough. I stress it every single video. Use that base coat. Don't make the same mistakes that I have made while I have been on my nail journey, and then you don't use the base coat, and then your nail polish is peeling up. That is 100% ugly. you're gonna be mad at yourself at the end of the day because you know it's something that you should have used and you didn't end up using it. And now all of a sudden, 2 days later, you're out here walking around with your what was a fresh set of nails, and the nails are no longer fresh, baby. Okay, let's get it together, ladies. Let's not forget important steps. You forget important steps, you end up stepping in. It's like one foot in front of the other. Okay, if you misstep, you may fall down. So just don't forget that base coat. Now we're going in with this color right here, from this specific brand. It's called like Jewel Hit Me or something like that on Amazon, but they don't have specific color names. They just have what's it called, numbers on the top of the caps. But this is like a deep dark turquoise greenish blue. I don't know, my color scale might be off, but it's practically like a dark greenish blue color. Would that be teal or turquoise? Or I don't know, my colors are getting mixed up right now. But yeah, it's a very deep green blue type of color scheme. I'm just going ahead and putting that on the nails. And with this, usually I say make sure you do at least 2 coats so the pigment comes through. But honestly, this was so pigmented. 1 coat was all I needed, and I was set, like set, baby. Everything looked it perfect. I love this color so much, especially out of the whole one. Like, it's not many of the colors that I got from them that you could literally put on 1 coat and be happy with the final result. So yeah, this color definitely makes me happy inside. Okay, now that we got that beautiful color on there, we're also gonna go on with that same brand, Jewel Hit Me, with this little sparkly silverish pinkish glitter. It's so adorable, especially on top of this color. Make sure that you put on a thick enough layer that it is going to be seen under the crocodile nail style. Just make sure that you get it on there really good. Me personally, I only did 1 layer, but if you want to, just to jazz it up a little bit more so it looks a little bit better through there, I would suggest putting on 2. Something I did notice after I started adding that crocodile portion. But yeah, I would definitely go with 2 layers of this glitter nail polish coating. It does make it so adorable. And if it was seen a little bit better, I would definitely go with the 2 coats. Now I'm going in and doing my crocodile print style. For me personally, the way that you're supposed to do this is you're supposed to put the gel on there and then you're supposed to pour the acrylic on top of there. I wanted to make it a little bit more easier for myself. So all I did when I was doing it was I took the color that we were using, the exact same color, and I put it on my little acrylic tray, and then I took a little bit of clear, mixed it in there. When I say clear, I mean clear acrylic, and I mixed it into the nail polish, and then I took a little bit of white acrylic and I mixed it into the nail polish. And when you mix that together, it makes it a little bit easier to do the crocodiles because you don't have to worry about going back in and pouring it over. Now I would say it does leave a little bit of a different texture than it would as if you would have did the gel first and then poured the acrylic on there. But yeah, honestly, it still came out just as cute. So whichever way you decide to do it, whichever way is best for you, go ahead and do that. As you can see, I had just added the top coat. That is a glass finishing top coat. It honestly works out so well and I love it so much. So yeah, don't doubt it, get with it. I also just wanted to say, make sure you're doing the top coat before you're doing your design. I honestly don't know why I edited it that way. That was probably on the other hand, and it was just the way I cut it. But do the top coat and then do the crocodile, okay? Now I'm just going in and applying my Macart gel. I got a little dragon gem. I believe I got that specific dragon gem off of Shein. So honestly, Shein has a lot of little cute charms that you could get. So I would highly suggest looking into Shein if you're looking for charms, and you can get a bunch of them for cheap, and they come in portion sizes. And then with that, after I added my dragon gem, I just added like this little staff thing with a little blue gem in the middle of it. So I added the staff, and now I'm just going in and adding the rest of the rhinestones to finish with that cute crisp S and backward S looks on the thumb and the pinky nail. It honestly turned out so cute. When I was putting the glue on, I was like, this staff is so straight. I don't know if it's gonna curve how I want it to, but it definitely did, and I'm so excited with the results that it gave me. Yeah, and then just go ahead and finish watching me put on the rhinestone placement so we could get to that final product. right, and this is what our final product looks like. So beautiful, so gorgeous. And make sure you go ahead and subscribe to see the next video. Bye bye.